The end of materialist science.
Simply the thing you are, shall make you live. Old Spanish proverb.
For the moment, we are all waiting for the gate of time to open. The heroic era of scientific exploration appears at an end, the large aching question settled. An official ideology is everywhere in evidence and everywhere resisted. From the place where space and time are curved to the arena of the elementary particles, there is nothing but matter in one of its modes. Physicists are now pursuing the grand unified theory that will in one limpid gesture amalgamate the world's four far-flung forces. For all of its ambitiousness, it is hardly an inspiring view. And few have been inspired by it. The more the universe seems comprehensible, Steven Weinberg has written sourly, the more it seems pointless. Yet even as the system is said to be finished, with only the details to be put in place, a delicate system of subversion is at work. The very technology made possible by the sciences themselves undermining the foundations of the edifice, compromising its principles, altering its shape and the way it feels, conveying the immemorial message that the land is more fragrant than it seemed at sea. Entombed in one century, certain questions sometimes arise at the threshold of another, their vitality strangely intact, rather like one of the Haitian undead, hair floating and silvered eyes flashing. Complexity, the Reverend William Paley observed in the 18th century, is a property of things, one as notable as their shape or mass. But complexity, he went on to observe, is also a property that requires an explanation. It was a shrewd, a pregnant, a strangely modern observation. The simple structures formed by the action of the waves along a beach, the shapely dunes, sea caves, the sparkling pattern of the perishable foam itself, may be explained by a light-hearted invocation of air, water, and wind. But the things that interest us and compel our fascination are different. The laws of matter and the laws of chance, these, Paley seemed to suggest, control the behavior of ordinary material objects, but nothing in nature suggests the appearance of a complicated artifact. Unlike things that are simple, complex objects are logically isolated, and so they are logically unexpected. Paley offered examples that he had on hand, a pocket watch chiefly, but that watch, its golden bezel still glowing after all these years, Paley pulled across his ample paunch as an act of calculated misdirection. The target of his cunning argument lay elsewhere, with the world of biological artifacts, the orchid's secret chamber, the biochemical cascade that stops the blood from flooding the body at a cut. These, too, are complex, infinitely more so than a watch. Today, with these extraordinary objects now open for dissection by the biological sciences, precisely the same inferential pattern that sweeps back from a complex human artifact to the circumstance of its design sweeps back from a complex biological artifact to the circumstance of its design. What, then, is the origin of their complexity? This is Paley's question. It is ours as well. At century's end, the great clock ticking resolutely, complexity seems more complex than ever. Along with chaos, it is the convenient explanation for every conceivable catastrophe. Given the prevalence of catastrophes, it is much in vogue. Civil and computer codes are complex, so is the air transport system, diseases of the liver, and the law of torts. Ditto for modern automobile engines, even the mechanic at my shop complaining richly that, "This here gizmo's too complex for me, Mr. Berlinski." Semiconductors are complex and so are the properties of silicon, Bose-Einstein condensates, and Japanese kanji. The life of the butterfly is marvelously complex, the thing born a caterpillar and fated thus to crawl upon the ground, immolated later in its own liquid, and then majestically re-emerging as a radiant, multicolored insect, bright master of the air. Everything in nature, the French mathematician René Thom observed with a certain irony, is complex in one way or another. And not the least of the problems with this forthright if overstated observation, some things, after all, must be simple if anything is to be complex, is the fact that in most cases we have no definition of complexity to which we can appeal, no sense, beyond the superficial, of what complexity means.